I don't know, what's the Bears thing? Super Bowl champion Kobe Bryant. We went from this to, is it this paw thing? What's the Bears move?
Definitely. Most definitely. I'm going to keep it like that. I'm going to keep it simple.
Kobe, it's so good to see you. Congrats on this deal from the Bears. Incredible. Super Bowl. What a ride you've been on. It's nice to catch up with you. Congrats. What does it feel like?
I'm blessed. It's been a long season, short off season as well too, but I'm enjoying it. Just started training like last week, so I'm already putting in the work again. So here we are again, for sure.
Based off the season, Kobe, you had, and I'm glad that you like, there were a lot of options for you. A lot of people wanted you to be hanging out with them for the 2026 season. How did it go with the Bears? What was it about the Bears?
Just the sense of being wanted, honestly. They called me at 7 a.m. I'm in Arizona, so they called me pretty early, which I had just woken up. And, that struck it right there, honestly. Just like I said, just being wanted and them pursuing to, get me over there. It wasn't easy, obviously, being in Seattle for 4 years, but ultimately I'm blessed, and, that's where it led me to Chicago.
I remember talking, you probably don't remember this, but Kobe, I remember talking to you when I was on Good Morning Football.
Yeah.
You were in the draft process, if I do recall, which was crazy, and you were coming out of Cincinnati, and now you're sitting here in front of me, a Super Bowl champion. Like, what a freaking road. When you look back at that, and now you're being wined and dined by the Ryan Poles of the world, like, what are you most proud of? And congrats on that.
Yeah, thank you. Just all the work I put in, that it paid off. You hear that, all the work you put in is going to pay off just from day one. But to see it actually happen and win a Super Bowl at the highest level, that's always something that you dream of since you were a kid. And just to see it come to life this early in my career is definitely a blessing, and I'm definitely excited.
Yeah, I remember it was like you played like opposite Sauce. And it was like sauce, 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 sauce. And we were like, no, look at this guy. And now you're the Super Bowl champion. Sure. You get this huge, huge deal. Can you tell me, like, what do you remember from the phone call from the Bears?
Like I said, I was just waking up, so I was kind of, still asleep at the time. But just, them telling me how much, they want me to be there, what I could bring to the team, just being a leader for the team as well, too. And, I already seen what they were building from day one, with the team last year as well, too, with, Ben and, Caleb Williams, all those guys. It's definitely going to be special, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
It's clear why Poles was saying all those things if you look at the numbers, and we will here and give you some love. You were second among safeties in passer rating allowed last year, which is insane. What's more impressive, or it is really impressive, obviously, like at corner, that's insane. How is the transition to safety and making that move? How does that unlock your sort of like your natural strengths as a player?
Right. Honestly, I feel like I was more of a safety coming out, really, but I just could play corner. And when they moved me to safety in Seattle a couple years ago, I was pretty pissed, I'm not going to lie. Like, I didn't want to play safety. I just always wanted to play corner. But they knew what it could, it could do to my career. And I'm beyond thankful that they were able to do that for me. But it just unlocks just me being the best player and best leader that I can be for the team I'm on, and just ultimately just go out there and make the plays that I'm capable of making.
I know Poles said that, was it Poles who called you, or was it somebody else? I don't want to misspeak.
Dennis Allen.
Yeah. That's what I want to talk about. That's very cool, because I would imagine, like, I heard Poles say that you play their style of ball. That was the quote that you used. So I would love to know, like, obviously when I think of Dennis, I think like aggressive.
Right.
He wants those takeaways. What makes you a good fit, according to Dennis Allen and you?
Yeah, just pretty much what he said already. Just me playing fast, just the takeaway aspect. Just really just being that dog that I am, and not to, hype myself up, but just, all the things that they listed. Obviously, like I said, they're building something special over there. And, I'm just excited to be a part of it and, keep it going and ultimately just go win it all for sure.
You've got the instincts and the range, the ball skills. That's what's making you a great safety. What do you mean you don't want to hype yourself up? At your position, you have to do that more than everybody else, don't you?
Yeah, for sure.
Now let's get to real business here, because you wear 8. We all know why.
Yeah.
After Kobe. Looking at the Bears roster right now, that's Cairo Santos.
Yeah.
Talk turkey to me, Kobe. What are we going to do about this? Kobe's other number's 24. I looked at that too.
Right.
Nick McLeod's got that. What are we doing about this?
I got some things, cooking up, but I definitely reached out to him and asked him about the number 8. He was very, cool about it. So we're trying to come to an agreement pretty soon. I don't have a set number yet.
Okay.
I don't want to speak too soon, but definitely have 2 options. And you actually just said the 2 options that I was already looking at. So
yeah,
those are 2 I could go for, honestly. So
okay,
we're gonna see.
You're telling me that this is all I care about. You're telling me, Koby, that you have open negotiations. You've began negotiations with both.
I would say both, but number 8 first.
Yeah.
And then I'll go to 24.
You'll see if you're Ryan Polsing this thing. You're trying to figure out, right?
For sure.
Like a little bit there.
For sure.
Okay, so you want that one. I love that. I think it's really hurtful for you that you got 3 years, $40 million.
Yeah, I know.
That kind of sucks to be you.
Yeah, it definitely does. I would wear number 100 if that's the case. I'm not. Yeah, that's.
Tell me what you would give. What would you give for 8?
I honestly don't know. I haven't, set a number or anything, but like I said, we're just gonna, figure something out. As long as we're on the same page and, things could be copacetic, we'll be good. So
my producers text me, "Don't ruin his negotiation tactic. Don't."
No, it's good.
Don't. Yeah, say you'll give nothing. Say you're cool with it. Be like, "I'll wear number 89. I'm fine." Like whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he doesn't care at all. Cairo,
sure.
no big deal. Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, when you were weighing your options on where to go, I refuse to believe it was just a phone call. And Dennis Allen, very charming, very cool, great.
Yeah.
This had to have something to do with Caleb Williams, in my opinion. How did he factor in to your decision to go to Chicago?
Absolutely. Like I said earlier, it's always tough leaving, Seattle. Just what we built for the last 2 years with Coach Mike. All my brothers. Like I said, that was definitely the toughest thing about it, leaving those guys. But just like you said with, Caleb Williams, just the special talent he is, the leader he is. He actually reached out to me. He was the first person to reach out to me when I did sign. And we were texting back and forth, just catching up, getting to know each other and stuff like that. And just, telling him what we could build and, just going off of that. And, just for him reaching out to me meant a lot, honestly. With me playing safety, him being quarterback and, him recognizing my game and vice versa. Elite talent. He's just scratching the surface, honestly, like I said in the press conference last week. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to, watch him play and watch him be great this year for sure. What was the welcome message, the first text? Was it, I need to know. It was legit. Like, he DM'd me like, yo, just, hit my line. And, we texting. And, I told him I got to come to L.A. and go to a Lakers game. So he's a L.A. guy. Yeah. So. I love this. Maybe he can help you with the negotiations with Cairo for sure. To get that number. I might have him, pay for the number for me. So that's right, Caleb. Yeah. It's on you. For sure. Do you know Chicago well? Have you been? Do you have any? I don't. I love that. Only been like 2 years ago. Yeah, I've been 2 years ago. We played Chicago. All I hear is the deep dish pizza. Not really a big of a fan of that. They might. Get on me about that, but I have to try the better deep dish. Have you had any deep dish? I have, but to be fair, it was after we played the Bears, so I don't remember the name. It was probably kind of cold a little bit too, so can't really go off that. So I might have to retry. Okay, so Giordano's, Illuminati's, Pequod's, they all gotta please. Treat my boy Koby Bryant very, very well. I'm sure Aaron Clark over there in Chicago will help you out as well to acclimate and feel. Caleb knows all the spots. For sure. No better. It's a great city. It's a great that's all I've been hearing, especially in the summer. Especially with the Bears playing the way that they are. Right. What are you going to miss about? I know you're going to say the locker room, my teammates. Here's my question about the Seahawks. What are you going to miss most about the culture that has been set and thrived this past season? Honestly, just everything, like you said, the culture that we built, that didn't happen overnight. That was, something that we put in the work for since the day Mike stepped on, in Seattle, honestly. And like you said, just like I said earlier, my brothers, the coaching staff, from the people in the training room, the equipment room, everybody in that building, honestly, I've built relationship with just because that's the type of person that I am. But just to, so like I said, it wasn't easy. That was the hardest thing. And, getting text messages from all those guys and, telling them that, no matter where I am, we're always brothers. We actually played Seattle
Oh,
this
I
year.
know.
Yeah,
In Seattle.
In Seattle, so they better be ready for me for sure.
You
So
can't
I'm
let
gonna be excited.
Kobe, you cannot let that Bears helmet be on that bone temple.
No, I can't at all. I can't.
Will that motivate you, you think? Like, what's that? I mean,
absolutely. Absolutely. I'm always motivated, honestly. And I know, Ben will too, and Caleb and the rest of those guys, honestly, the whole team will be. And like I said, we're building something special over there, and I'm excited. So
I'm looking at where it could be. Obviously, schedule release hasn't happened yet. Like, could that be? So it's in Seattle. Like, do we want that to be the kickoff game if we were praying about it, or do we want it to be later in the season?
Either or, honestly. I really, it doesn't really matter to me.
I think I'd rather it later in the season when y'all, like, you get your legs under you a little. I would. What do you, from a player perspective, what would you rather have? It's a meaningful game for you. It's okay to say that.
It is. It is. Every game's a meaningful game, but I wouldn't mind honestly start the season off out there. Honestly, weather would be nice. The whole world would be watching. Honestly,
Kobe.
Yeah, I'm
No, we
ready
need. Hold on, we need that because that's the banner. The banner will go up that day.
Yeah.
Oh, it has to be that game. You have to be there for the raising of the banner.
It has to be. So, yeah.
In Takeaway City. No offense.
Yeah.
Sorry to the Seahawks. And then, so you're in the NFC North, and then here comes Kyler. A division foe joins yours. You're saying it's crazy. What did you think of that when you saw that happen?
Obviously he's a great player. I have a ton of respect for him. I've been going against him since I was a rookie. And just to see, him go to the, same division again is pretty crazy. But, like I said, a ton of respect for him. And definitely wishing him nothing but the best, and I know he'll do well over there for sure.
Kobe, I want you to have a different rap on this. Here's, like when I asked Cam Jordan who his favorite quarterback is, he says Matt Ryan because he sacked him so many times and got his numbers big. You mean to tell me you're not excited about getting to hang out twice a year with a guy who's given you 3 of your 7 career interceptions? Don't lie to me right now.
I mean, I'm definitely...
3 out of 7 are coughed up from Kyler.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I know that's just a testament that he likes to, challenge me, which I'm up for the challenge. And, it just so happens to go into my favor the last couple years. But like I said, just a ton of respect for him, honestly. I don't want to go there about that, but...
No, of course.
They know for sure.
It'll be fun. I do want to shout out your roots very quickly because Glenville High School is actually hanging. I saw your agent yesterday and we talked about that high school. So much lore in the NFL, right outside of Cleveland. What's a tarbloodler? What is that?
Yeah, this is always difficult explaining. So it's just like, I guess, I don't remember what year it was, but like I'm gonna say back in the day, like they used to work on like railroad tracks and it used to be so hot and like the tar would like get on them, I guess. And then, so like they were just basically putting in so much work that like the tar would be on them and like they would be bleeding like their hands and stuff. But,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And is Ted Ginn's dad still the coach there?
Yeah. Him and my dad are actually like best friends. So
that's really?
Like, he's like my uncle. A lot of history through that program.
Dante Whitner, a friend of my show.
Dante Whitner, yeah. Dante actually, he was, when we played San Fran, he was actually talking a lot of junk. So my older brother tried to call him. He didn't answer after we beat the
Dante Whitner talking shit? No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Not
so,
him.
If he's watching this, he knows.
Oh, no. I don't want to know about that. What would you tell, last one for you, and enjoy your off season and get to know, and please give us all the recommendations in Chicago for Koby Bryant, everybody. What would you tell, like, a young tar-blooder?
Yeah.
What would you go back and tell him right now?
Definitely embrace it. Like, being 15, 16 years old, honestly, you don't see the vision that early. My dad and Coach Gann and like my older brother, they painted that out for me early, so I was able to see it, thankfully. But just trust in the plan, honestly, it'll work. It worked for a lot of guys coming through that program. Um, just keep working, honestly. There definitely going to be highs and lows, but just keep going. I know that was my journey, honestly. I came in high school, I was like 5'5", 117 pounds. So a lot of people definitely counted me out, but like I said, I just put in a ton of work, and it paid off the right way, and beyond grateful for sure.
And now you're a made man in Chicago with a great fan
Yeah.
base ready to, and just like the 12s, you have so much reverence for the Seahawks,
Absolutely.
and there will be no Bears helmet on a spike in Seattle. Hopefully the kickoff game with the banner.
Yeah,
Wishing you
for
all the
sure.
best. Well earned, and congratulations. You're very easy to root for, Coby.
Yeah, thank you so much. I
Yeah.
appreciate
And thank
that.
you, Kyler, for your future Hall of Fame statistics. We'll be back after this.
For sure.
Jalen Naylor